call to order this workshop meeting of the Susquehanna Township Board of Commissioners. And I would note that all commissioners are present with the exception of the two Freds.
So we're friendless.
We're Fredless. Fred squared. Who are both excused. We met in executive session to discuss matters of real estate, personnel, and litigation. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. And if we could have Representative, I almost said Commissioner Fleming lead us in the pledge, would be appreciated.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. We'll begin with petitions, complaints, suggestions from citizens. Would anybody like to address the board tonight? Anybody on Zoom care to address the board tonight? All right. Hearing none, we'll get into approval of minutes from our March 13th, 2025 regular meeting.
Mr. President, I'd like to move for approval of the March 13th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Rothrock. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Fleming, you want to wait
Yes,
a little bit? Okay. We have an item on the agenda under recognitions and presentations, but we'll pause that because we have a new arrival who's en route. Public hearings, traffic studies. Do we have any?
This for clarification with traffic study, I talked to Chief Martin the other week, and this was actually brought up at one of our last public meetings at the intersection of Progress and Walnut Street to look at the left turn coming on Walnut in either direction, and he's going to take a look at that. So I just wanted to note that there's going to be a traffic study done on that intersection.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Moving on, move into ordinances, resolutions. First up is Resolution 2025 R3, and this is for the 2025 Department of Conservation and Natural Resources application for a trail design grant for the Paxton Creek North Trail. Mr. Knauss, can you please explain what this is?
Yes, thank you, Board. As you're all aware, we completed our bicycle pedestrian plan last year. This is going to be the first implementation process of that. We're proposing a grant application to DCNR to do the design for a trail that will extend from Boyd Park, utilizing the authority storm sewer easements. There's an existing easement behind the warehouse, behind Giant, and then the hope is to work with the Giant Corporation to do another easement along the side, which would connect us to Linglestown Road, which would then ultimately connect all of those neighborhoods behind Giant down to Giant and all the shops there, up Linglestown Road to the school, our building, McNaughton Park, and actually make a big loop in. It would be the first segment of the Paxton Creek Trail, which is called out in the study, which would eventually take us from this northern part of the township all the way down to Olympus Heights Park, which would get us under 322 into the Greenbelt. It would be basically a spine trail that we could work off in the future as well.
Okay, so the 40, well, first of all,
Yeah, I guess I should let
so
anticipated cost for the study would be $80,000. Grant application would be for $40,000. We would need to match it at $40,000 as well, which we could do through the Developer Recreation Fund. There's plenty of funds still available within that to do that.
Mr. President, I'd like to Move for approval of the resolution 2025 R-3 for the DCNR grant, as it is consistent with that bike study that we did about a year ago. It'd be great to do this. Thank you.
I'll second. And it's seconded by Commissioner Rothrock. Any comments or questions?
Yes.
Go for it.
Did you say it would connect to one of the sites on Crooked Hill Road? What did I misunderstand?
It would eventually. There's various routes that this trail would take along kind of Paxton Creek
Sure.
in various ways. It's just gonna, we'll have to segment it out to work it all. Like, clearly, the biggest hurdle is getting crossing this town.
Yeah.
So, but they do also call that out in the plan, to coordinate and work with PennDOT and the county and some other.
So that was my
big
next
revenues.
question. So Crooked Hill Road is a state road, I think. Is it or not? No, it's not.
No.
It's not, really? Wow. All right, good to know.
So
And-
we have some options to look at and everything, but this would be that first segment. And since we have some sidewalks already in place, we
Yeah.
can kind of go either direction.
Would we be
Also.
required to put paint on the roads, bike lanes?
I mean, that is called out in that plan
Yeah.
as well in certain areas.
Just concerned about certain shoulder areas, maybe we have to rebuild the roads in some cases.
Yeah, or we go off-road and
Yeah,
go beyond the right-of-way
Yeah.
and get easements and so forth.
okay, good.
But the ultimate goal would be to partner with the authority as they're doing more of these sewer projects, is because they're already going in doing the work.
Yeah,
They're opening up the area. If we can reclassify those easements as sewer and trail easements, then it'll make it easier, one, for them to access all those sewer inlets
right.
in the future, but then also gives us the ability to do these trails, and a lot of it is gonna kind of fall in line with along Paxton Creek, because a lot of the sewer pipes and everything run through that area.
Can we make sure that that gets on, Alex, if we can make sure that that information gets a part of the Public Works Committee? When we sit down for the sewer, we meet with the engineers from GHD,
Yeah.
so that we're all working together to make sure that happens for you. And Mr., I want to say Mr. Wonderful, Norfolk, he's been involved in this as well?
Yes.
Okay, very good. That's
We had conversations, kind of pre-application process, to determine which we want to go for first.
I was-
We think this is the low-hanging fruit at the moment.
Okay. This is great to know, because I was approached Tuesday morning about bicycle paths on Town Road, and this is the area that they were talking about. So this is awesome. Thank you, Mr. President.
Was
It's one
that
little step.
Yes, yes, Mr. Ross, Howard. Yeah. So this is perfect.
Okay.
And part of the package is a letter that you're going to be requesting from the authority, is that correct?
Yeah, so we'll be requesting a letter of support from the authority to work with them to allow us to utilize that easement and reclassify it. As we go through the planning process, we don't have to have that done at the start of this application. That would be as part of that planning process to reclassify it and work with them to finalize all the details. It's just them kind of giving the support that to work with us moving forward.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clem, you ready?
Yes, please,
I
Mr.
don't want to
President.
take up your precious time.
No, no,
And
not at
we
all.
also have a special guest here, Representative.
Yes, please.
Because it was parks, I dressed casual.
He's a smart man. Wise beyond his years, so. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Board of Commissioners. I'm joined by my colleague and friend, Representative Nate Davidson. And we are here to give a special honor tonight to two outstanding members of this township staff. And the first being Heavenly Smith. We are going to present her a citation. She was recently honored by PRPS with with her induction in the 30 under 30 class of 2025 by Parks and Recreation and the National Recreation and Parks Association Young Professional Network. I'll let you read the words. And he's a constituent, Heavenly is a constituent of Representative Davidson in spite of working for the township. So this is we're tag teaming this effort, so there you go.
Okay, where did you leave me off? Right here.
Yes.
All right. Well, each year, Parks and Recreation Magazine honors 30 young professionals for their hard work, innovation, and commitment to park and recreation excellence. Ms. Smith, can you come up here? There we go. Is employed as a program coordinator for Susquehanna Township. 3 years ago, she launched the Township Summer Camp program, and by listening to feedback and making adjustments each year, she has grown the program exponentially. In addition, Ms. Smith has developed a specialized summer camp for students enrolled in summer school, expanding and maximizing the program's impact on youth, and she has established new adult wellness and recreation initiatives, including an outdoor high-intensity interval training class. Her approach to programming has directly increased engagement across diverse populations, promoted active lifestyles, and fostered stronger community connections. Throughout her career, Ms. Smith has demonstrated remarkable knowledge, ability, and integrity in carrying out her many responsibilities, thus earning the respect and gratitude of all of those who have received the benefit of her tireless devotion to duty. Now, therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania congratulates Heavenly Smith upon her well-deserved recognition, heartily recognizes her exemplary record of service, and in keeping with the light of the highest ideals and traditions of this Commonwealth. And we offer our best wishes for a happy and fulfilling future.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, please.
Please.
Come on.
You're a distinguished young professional.
Yeah,
That's just sit
I
down.
didn't prepare anything,
That's fine, that's what I
so I'll wing it. Well, I guess first of all, thank you to all of you. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. I also would like to thank Doug Nouse. He's quite literally one of the best leaders I've ever had. And thank you to, I don't know, they're probably not watching, but all of my summer camp staff. Summer camp wouldn't be possible without them. They are on the ground, sweating in the pool with those kids all day long, and they deserve all of this. So, thank you.
So now we turn to the OG. I'm going to tell a quick story because in my time on the board, we had to make some hard decisions, particularly fiscally. And at one point, this board had decided to sort of scale back our recreation program, invest in other things, like infrastructure, like public safety. And I think we quickly found that that wasn't the right course, especially after we went through our Sustainable Susquehanna feedback. We learned from our community that they want a vibrant recreation program. They want things to do, both active and passive recreation. And so it led us to hiring one of the best in the business in Doug Nouse. And we joke about him. He's that money guy. We just talked about a DCNR, but I mean, this could not be more on brand and on cue. But Doug was also honored along with Heavenly, and he was honored with the Robert D. Griffith Distinguished Member Award by PRPS. And I remember distinctly when I was, when I was leaving this board and going to the House. He told me to get involved in the Parks Caucus. He told me to get involved with PRPS, and I've been happy to be on their calls and their advocacy. Part of their advocacy to invest in our parks and our recreation. So, to Doug, please come on up. So, we want to present you with this citation for a job well done. You are such a valuable member of this team here in Susquehanna Township, and we appreciate everything you do, and it's, you know, because of Jill and your family that you, we're fortunate that they share you with us. So, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And so I think, do we want to get a picture now?
First, he needs to
Oh,
say something.
So, thank you to the board and Representative Fleming. This is a very, very great honor. And really, the support that this board gives the department is great. You guys have always been there when we came to you and said, oh, by the way, can we go do this? And you're saying yes. So we truly appreciate it. I want to thank Jill, who's in the audience, my wife, and my kids. A lot of meetings and evenings, and oh, by the way, can you volunteer up like last minute? My parents, who are up on the screen. They didn't quite understand why I was changing my major in college to recreation. I was going to college to play games, but it seemed to work out and everything. But with that, I really do want to thank the support of this board and everything, and Teresa. It's really a joy to work here and be able to bring recreation back to where our residents want it. So thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
All right. Good luck, Brett. All three.
I just want to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Just very quickly. It was such an honor to attend the PRPS conference because we know you're fabulous, we do, but so do all your peers. And that was really cool to see. I think we were all so really proud of you and your dedication and all that you do for our community. That was recognized, and that's pretty fabulous. So, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. We gotta get Teresa. We never see.
Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Awesome
Thank you.
report.
Appreciate you, okay.
Thanks for stopping by, you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great night, everybody.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did he leave the citations? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving back to business at hand. We're up to resolution 2025 R4, which is a resolution to appoint Teresa Everly, Township Manager, as the Chief Administrative Officer for the Susquehanna Township Police and Non-Uniform Employees Pension Plan. So Teresa, do you have any narrative?
It's a very fancy title for being the administrative person in charge of all the pension changes and plans. So it's just an administrative task. Asking for your approval.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Sanderson, seconded by Mr. Dow. Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda. There are 4 items. One is approve statement of bills paid for February 2025. Approve the hiring of Todd Webb as Public Works Director to begin March 31st. That's Monday. Approved pay raise for Luke Bellick from $24.48 per hour to $26.98 per hour based on his receiving his pesticide licenses. And a one-time payment of $2,000 to Travis Meese for his role as interim Public Works Director. Commissioners, once the motion is made and seconded, may comment or question on any of
So
those.
moved. Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any comments on any of those items?
Item 4, Travis, I want to thank you for a great job that you've done. Appreciate everything. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis. Mr. President, may I add?
Please.
Just item 3, that would be effective March 15th. There's not an effective date in there. And I would just add that getting your pesticide license seems, you may think that's easy. not an easy task at all. The kind of information you need to learn is a bit of a reach. So it's a great accomplishment and a great addition to the talent we have on the Park and Rec team. And number two, just to thank Travis for jumping in, taking over. Haven't worried a bit, haven't even had to think about it. So that's a sign of great leadership, that you can take the reins and you can go and get things accomplished. And you did that, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, new business, Progress Fire Station, Mr. Rogowski.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm Greg Rogolski with Pennoni Associates. I have two items for potential action this evening to present to you. Both items are related to the feasibility study comprising three different options associated with the Progress Fire Company. Option one being building a brand new firehouse in the bus lot that's adjacent to the current station. Option two is to renovate the existing station. Option three is to renovate and or add an addition to the existing station. We believe this is the logical first step in the process in terms of trying to figure out what we want to do and how much it's going to cost. So ultimately, we hope you're coming forward with costs associated with those options that hopefully meet the needs of the end users. At some point, there will need to be a decision made, obviously, in terms of which direction we go. It's inherent in the process that no user gets everything they want. So this is part of the process, trying to figure out what makes sense, what's cost effective, and things of that nature. So the first proposal's for an architect to perform a feasibility study to provide programming for the new firehouse as well as some concept layouts, in addition to renovating the existing station and or the addition. The second proposal is also broken into two parts. One is an environmental evaluation of the new lot as well as the existing station, and a structural evaluation of the new station, or sorry, old station as well. So those are the three components. At any point in time during this process, if we were to come across something that is a giant red flag, we would pause and of course kind of stop the process, so we're not just running down willy-nilly the road in order to figure out what's going on. So we would anticipate initiating this work here in the next month. It will probably take about 6 months to get through the entire process. We have most of the upfront stuff completed within the first probably 3 months, and be able to come back to the board for kind of where we're at. So that is what the request is before you this evening, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
I have a few questions about sort of the overlap of these two contracts. The SGS architecture proposal is for feasibility of using the existing building.
It's all three. So there are three components to it. It's not only the existing building, but also building a new fire station.
Okay.
So,
And the Pennoni proposal involves structural evaluation of that same building.
correct.
Is that a duplication of the work?
Good question. So the architect's job is essentially space planning. So they have to do some evaluation of the existing structure to determine where the structural elements are so that they can figure out where the spaces go. The structural engineer actually determines whether or not the elements are stable enough to support the building. So two different things that are both kind of coupled together. That's why we have both proposals in front of you. So it's a package deal. We don't want to just plan around, say, an existing wall or a column if that column isn't going to be adequate to carry the future load.
So the SGS architecture is not going to be evaluating the structural integrity of the building?
Correct, yes, that's an excellent.
But that's part of the other proposal.
Correct, yes.
Okay, that's
Yep.
part of it. Are these to be done in some kind of sequence?
Well, initially, the existing work, obviously, in terms of the existing building, the environmental and the structural would proceed just from the beginning. The environmental portion is really to determine whether or not there's some no-go type of conditions, i.e. leaks, environmental hazards, those types of things. The architectural proposal would kind of lag behind that and be more of a secondary piece to it. The first part of the architectural component would be what we call programming, which is basically figuring out the spaces that are desired before we actually put a plan together. So that would involve a meeting with the fire company. We have a rough idea of what they would like to see, kind of validate those numbers that have been presented previously, and then also work with the township to confirm that that's the direction that we want to go. Of course, if everybody had their druthers and there was no money, we'd be building a giant building with 55 bays. We're not going to do that. So we got to figure out what we need first, and then go from there. But those two, environmental and structural, would really kind of validate our initial observations that a renovation or addition is feasible, at least in terms of the actual structure or the actual conditions on site, and then we'd follow up the architectural piece to be able to see what could be done in that space.
Is an environmental review required as part of the construction anyway?
Eventually it will be, yes. Part of the reason why we do it now is the fact that it's kind of a buyer beware issue. Of course, you're going to be investing a considerable amount of money in one space or the other. You need to be fully aware of the risks that are associated with that. So that's really the first thing we do. We will know that a building of that age will have some of these environmental hazards that we expect it to have, lead paint, probably some asbestos in there. Actually, we know there's asbestos in there. But the question is how much, and how much will it, more importantly, cost to get rid of it at the end of the day. Or in the case of a new construction, is there an existing environmental contamination that is present on the site that we don't want to go down that road and be halfway into the project to discover that at that point in time.
Yeah, understood. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, comments?
I'll move for approval of the two work proposals for the Purpose Fire Station.
Second.
Moved in second. Any comments or questions? All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Greg, when do you expect to start?
I have a meeting with SGS already queued up for next week. Assuming that there was going to be some positive action, so we'll kick it off. We anticipate in the first month or two, we'll have some field crews out in the evaluation phase, and then we'll really be getting into the design phase, probably in months 3 and 4. So we'll be back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, do we have anything from the solicitor's office?
No, nothing from the office today.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Any commissioner comments?
Yes, I have 2 items of interest. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Pennsylvania Municipal League recognized Susquehanna Township as a proud member of the league, and I received on behalf of the township this slate plaque, which we'll be able to display in our township offices here. It's celebrating 125 years of the Pennsylvania Municipal League of strengthening communities, and our township is a member municipality, and we received this recognition. So I'd like to note that. And also, the Pennsylvania Municipal League has a scholarship for graduating seniors of a school district within our township, and I'll make sure that we have copies available here, and then I'll take it also to the school district offices so that seniors are aware. The due date is May 12th. It will be an essay themed civics and me. First place is $2,000, second place $1,000, third place $500. So something that our students here in our township could benefit from. And that's my report.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have 2 announcements as well, 2 very important events coming up both on April 5th.
Remember that 20-minute thing you talked about?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
We're already past, so I'll be off like by 5 minutes. But, on April 5th, Rescue Fire Company will have breakfast with the Easter Bunny. I believe it's like 8 to 11 in the morning at the fire station. And right after that, at noontime, is our candy scramble at the high school that we've had for the last several years, quite successful. I believe the ages are 2 to 8 for the scramble itself, which will be actually at 1 o'clock, but at 12, the event starts and they have face painting and food and games and whatnot. So really nice activity. So recommend if you have kids or grandkids to try to make that. Thank you.
Good. Anybody else have comments or questions? All right, Manager Everly, did you have anything you'd like to bring up?
I don't have anything in addition. We do have a guest here today, I guess, also serving in the role for chief. So I just wanted to acknowledge you for being here today and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, the chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. You're the new way. Thank you. All right, so moved and seconded. Comments, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned.